Hello, my name is Major Mike Webb, and as you know, 3 decades ago, I had served as the most junior commissioned officer ever to be the operations officer for all Army Strategic Counterintelligence in the continental United States, or CONUS. And with 1 year into the path of destruction for a pandemic pathogen, I can assure you that if you did not read any of the science reports before now, you are probably not going to start reading them now. Just going to go on faith or prayer or whatever the hell you've been existing on. And just remember that even scientists say that a novel coronavirus is being successful because of optimized benefits acquired through natural selection. And if you are a Darwinist who believes you can blow off biology during a public health crisis, you're probably wholly unaware of B117 and can just stop listening to this video. What even National Geographic has described as the dominant strain in the United States, increasing at a rate of 7.5% per day. And I don't want to wake the children either. But if you are following the science, this is an intriguing article because it has a quote from Dr. William Schaffner of Vanderbilt University Medical Center, who says if you need another reason to get vaccinated, here it is. He explains not only is it more contagious, we don't have infectious dose, we don't have attack rate, but it's more contagious. But when you are infected with it, you're more likely to get serious disease. So you should be scared, you say. But again, following the science, you should know that both National Geographic and the University of Minnesota, another authority that is mentioned in this report, have repeatedly informed readers that not even one scientist in the world has yet to determine the infectious dose for COVID-19. And if you understand the science, which most don't, like a real scientist, which most apparently aren't, there is another reason not to get vaccinated, because you actually have to determine that infectious dose to develop a vaccine that will trigger a sufficient immune response to address that level of pathogen attempting to infect you. Just kind of makes sense. But the current vaccines approved under the emergency use authorization at the Food and Drug Administration are tested for efficacy at the far lower standard of simply triggering an immune response. And if you have done the reading like you're supposed to, you know that the emergency use authorization can only be utilized to address nuclear, biological, chemical, radiological agents being deployed in a manner that is a threat to national security, like Department of Defense type stuff. Just as the Defense Production Act, hint, hint, specifically prohibits using funds to address natural disasters involving communicable diseases. That's right, contagious diseases, no, we can't use it, but somehow Joe Biden is using this to send out vaccines. So every federal law that has enabled you to receive your vaccine has specifically told you, hello moron, that COVID-19 is not an infectious disease being spread from person to person. Just like every credible large sample size tracer contact study that you blew off and did not read, including the largest completed in October, which found less than 5% secondary attack rate, or found too low to be validated as a contagious disease. So, using your powers of observation, if you can try, pull yourself away and do something cerebral in a pandemic. If we are seeing cases of B1117 increasingly among children, even the World Health Organization, after examining 55,000 laboratory-confirmed cases in China, specifically told us that there is no evidence to support the conclusion that COVID-19 is an infectious disease being transmitted from person to person. This should lead you to conclude what? That somebody has to be. It's 10 p.m. You know your children are. According to the National Geographic, the upside, however, if there is one, is that one study suggests younger children were less likely to pass the virus to others. Let's think about this before you start counting amens for Fauci. Let us think about the bandwidth of this virus, the only way that it can infect people, and try to follow this path to its logical conclusion. A child can only get infected if someone what? Deploys it against them, probably en masse during a school-related activity, maybe even at church. But that child returning home to his adult parents, just like that patient who acquired COVID-19 through a zoonotic evolution, may be infected, may be hospitalized, may even die. He's like, Patrick Dempsey in the Outbreak movie. But he's not going to spread that disease to anyone. Why? Because he's not infectious. He's only 5%. But National Geographic, the popular science magazine, assures its readers, who believe they're scientists, who it had scared last April with the news that a droplet or particle might travel up to 26 feet after a cough or sneeze, totally forgetting about how the key determination was whether an infectious dose might remain intact for that distance, that the current vaccines, which have a high probability of triggering an immune response, as much as 66% with the new Johnson & Johnson Easy One-Shot vaccine, should make you good to go in a pandemic. And apparently nobody ever reads these damn reports. And so here is the truth. My name is Major Mike Webb. And by God, I am running for governor of Virginia. I ask every Virginian and every American true to, like the motto of the infantry, follow me, and we shall overcome. Honest. And y'all go back now. Hip.
This advertisement was authorized by Mike Webb.
And y'all go back now. Hip.